Hello there. Today I want to talk a little bit about lather, and particularly lather for straight razor shaving, because there's a difference between the type of lather you really want in a straight razor shave and the type of lather you would want in a DE and an SE, and it has to do with actually the way the different razors are made. If you look at an SE or a DE, they're called safety razors. And they're called safety razors for a reason. They've got something between the blade and your skin. It's either a straight bar or an open comb, but there's something that makes that blade safer, excuse me, to use, so that it will only cut a certain depth and that's it. In contrast, a straight razor is an open blade. And what keeps that razor from cutting you, is that right there. It's this hand guiding the razor. It's technique and a knowledge of your face, so that when you move that blade over certain of the different contours of your face, you know how to move it in such a way that you don't cut yourself. But now lather also plays a significant role in safety in a straight razor shave. In a DE shave or an SE shave, and most DE shavers, they're looking for this thing called cushion. And basically, they think that that's putting a cushion between the blade and their skin and providing a margin of safety. So they're looking for a dense, thick lather, one that they feel protects their face. And so consequently, they don't need as much water in their lather, because the more water you put in a lather, the thinner that lather gets. But there's also a property of water when it's combined with soap that's really, really necessary for a straight shaver, and that's slickness and glide. The more water, generally speaking, there are soaps that will give you slickness and glide, and you don't need a lot of water, but there are actually fewer out there than what most people think. And then there are a couple of soaps I have in my den that are good soaps, but they're not particularly great straight razor soaps, because I can throw all the water I want at them. They won't really give me very much more slickness than they would, at past a certain point. It doesn't matter how much water I put in it, they're just not going to give me the slickness that I'm looking for. They'll work, I shave with them, but they're not what I'm looking for. With a straight razor, you want a good amount of slickness so that the razor glides over your face. That's how you maintain safety with a straight razor. If the razor is catching, if it's skipping and jumping and carrying on and dragging, you're going to cut yourself eventually. So you're looking for slickness. And with soaps, if I want the most slickness out of a soap, then I want as much water in that soap as I can possibly get in that soap before it begins to break down. So a straight razor's lather should be on the wet side. You know, you see all these pictures of the big mounds of lather on top of people's brushes on the forums, and you see these guys that got like a 1/4 inch thick thing of lather on their face. A straight razor's lather should be almost thin enough to see through. Not quite, but almost. This is my opinion from my experience shaving with a straight razor. Lather's not meant to be pretty. It's meant to perform a certain task, to do a certain job, and that is to protect your face and allow that blade to glide across it. That's it. That's what that lather's there for. And so how do I know if I've got that slickness? One of the ways that you know if I've got enough water in the lather, so that if there's the ability in that soap to provide the slickness I'm looking for, I'll get it. How do I know? There's a couple of tells. Number one is if I go to rinse my blade and it won't rinse clean off. The soap won't rinse clean off my blade. Just running it under the water, the tap, without turning it up real high and all that, then there's not enough water in that lather, and the soap is sticking to the blade because there's not enough water in the soap. You need to add a little bit more. But also, and what works for me more than anything else, is feel. And what I mean by that is you can feel when the lather's not right. Have you ever put a soap on your face and it starts to immediately you can feel it like sucking the moisture out of your face? There's not enough water in that soap most of the time. You can also get a soap that's high in coconut oil, but it doesn't have moisturizers in it to help combat that, and that'll do it too. But by and large, one of the reasons that people will tell you that you want to put water on your face before you put lather on it is because soap will suck moisture out of your face. It sucks moisture up. So when you put that layer of water on your face, what you're doing is you're giving that soap moisture to draw instead of drawing it out of your skin. So that's why it's important to make sure your face is wet when you put lather, before you put lather on your face. But by the same token, if that soap feels like it's sucking the moisture out of my face, then I know there's not enough water in it. Also, if I put soap on my face, if I put a lather on my face and it feels really heavy and dense, or it's really sticky, and it stands up if you, it's got peaks in it if I touch it, and okay, there's not enough water in that soap. Once you get the right amount of water in a shaving lather, it'll stop being really heavy on your face, and it'll stop feeling really closed in, like you've got a heavy kind of covering on your face, and it'll begin to breathe. It'll feel light. It'll feel open, and feel like your skin is breathing through that lather. That's when you know, okay, the water's right. And you'll see me on some of my videos. I'll put lather on my face and I'll go, that needs water. I don't have to start shaving with it or anything like that. I can feel it on my face. And I know there's not enough water in that soap. And that's key to a straight razor shave. So if you want better straight razor shaves, if you want less nicks and cuts, now you still have to keep your technique and improve that. You should always be improving your technique. But if you want better shaves, smoother shaves, more comfortable shaves, less irritation in your shaves, you want more water in your lather. So if you're a beginner straight shaver or you haven't thought much about your lather, try a wetter lather. You'll get better shaves. All right, God bless you, and I'll talk to you later.